Hello everyone and welcome back to the X-Ring. We are still in the UAE and this is for all my HK fans. This is an HK, this is a P7 PSP, but it's gold plated. So for those of you that don't know about the HK P7, guys, this was an incredible pistol back in its day. It took a lot of machine time to actually make one of these. There's welds in it. Basically, you have a cocker, decocker here in order to be able to fire. And so basically, when you pulled this squeeze cocker, some people called it the squeeze cocker, you can see the firing pins ready. And if we pulled the trigger, it doesn't take much. It's a very nice trigger. It would fire, but if you wanted to decock it, you could just let it go. Now, I believe New Jersey State Police used to carry these a long time ago. These were limited to 8 rounds plus 1 in the chamber, and it did have a hill release on the PSP. On the P7 M8s, you had your standard HK release, but this held 8 plus 1 in the chamber. So, you know, one of the concerns people talked about was if you cocked it and you needed to decock it, listen how loud this is. It's pretty loud. And so there was a technique where you could pull this back and slowly lower it that way, and it made a lot less noise, if you will. Now, this was a piston-driven gun. Now, you guys know how well those Lago aliens shoot, but this actually, I think they copied it from H&K from back in the day. And guys, you know, I watched James Reeves' podcast with HK USA. They're not going to bring this back in the United States. There's no plan of reviving this. I believe all the tooling's been sold off, but there is a company that I know that was at SHOT Show talking about bringing one of these back. To disassemble it was pretty easy. You would just press this button on the left side, and by pressing it, you can pull slightly rearwards and lift at the same time, like that. And then the slide would actually come off of the part of the receiver there. And if you look right here, this looks just like the piston system on the Alien. I mean, it looks identical, guys. And this was fixed. The barrel was also fixed. It's one of the reasons why I think it's so accurate. It was very tough to get one of these threaded for a suppressor. I believe Jarvis or somebody else was doing some type of barrel conversion for this if you wanted to turn this into a threaded type barrel. There was another way of doing it that you could do HK94 barrels and convert it down, but we'll do a little bit of shooting with this on the range. But here's another pistol that is really rare. I used to actually have the full set of these. It was called the P7K3, and this is a really good example of one. Guys, this one's engraved. I've never seen engraving like this on one. I'm sure this is done after the fact. This actually has a US designation on the back side, so I'm sure it was imported here into the UAE. The difference with the P7K3 was it came in a couple of different calibers and caliber conversions. I did have all 3 sets. I regret ever selling that pistol, but I believe it came in 22 long rifle, 32 ACP, and 380. This one's chambered in 380, but this is only the only barrel that we have. And then the difference was this wasn't a piston driven system, okay? This was a blowback system, but it had a hydraulic buffer. Now, if you have one of these, those hydraulic buffers at this point in time, because it's been so long since they made them, they are starting to fail if they haven't already failed. And I don't know if they're still, there was an aftermarket company that was making replacement buffers for that. Still comes apart the same way. You just press the button on the side, pull back slightly, lift up. You've got your slide. You've got your recoil spring, but there is no piston system on the bottom of the slide. You see that? And then that hydraulic buffer is actually located underneath the barrel here. These are phenomenal to shoot. You can actually see that we have a little, it looks like a screw that holds this barrel in, and you would just unscrew this and then the barrel would slide out at the rear for the caliber conversions. So we're going to show both of these. I'm not going to do a lot of shooting, especially with the 380. It's really tough to get that ammunition here in the UAE. We'll do some shots at 50 meters, not yards. We'll do it at 50 meters on a third IPSC style plate. And you guys can see the recoil and see how it shoots. These are pretty phenomenal pistols, and I just wanted to bring it to you because not everyone's seen a P7K3. So let's take it out on the range. All right, guys, so this is going to be a no frills review. I am at 45 meters. I have a third IPSC down there, and we have the HK, the P7. It's just going to fire like any other pistol, but I can pull the trigger and nothing's going to happen. You have to pull the squeeze cocker first. Okay, so here we go. And maybe that's too low. Impact. There we go. Impact. Impact. And that's it. Now, when you are empty, it does lock to the rear and then when you reload your magazine, you just squeeze it, and that will go back into battery, and you're ready to go. And I'm going to be shooting at this little red target down here. It's a little small 3rd IPSC. Here we go. Very sharp recoil, but these are very, very accurate, guys, because you have a fixed barrel that doesn't move. I have seen a couple of these suppressed. I know somebody with one that's got a threaded barrel. Having to aim a little low on this one. Very sharp recoil, and the other thing about it is this area would heat up because this is a piston-driven system. So, very unique pistol. I'm going to go ahead and unload it. All right, so on the P7K3, this is in 380. Now, I know that the sights are on this one because I shot it yesterday, so don't need the empty. Go ahead and put the new one in here. We're going to charge it. So let's just hold dead on it. Let's see what the recoil is like. Man. Impact. 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 All right, so not bad. A lot softer than the 9mm. But if you ever run across one of these, especially with all the barrels, guys, they are worth a fortune. So we'll just go ahead and shoot it left-handed at 42 meters. We'll see what happens. Now, that's an impact. That's not. Impact. Super, super accurate pistols. This one doesn't have a heel release. This is the P7, like the M8, where you push down on it, like you guys are used to seeing on a lot of the HKs. But man, these were super, super nice pistols. Look at that. Just, guys, this is at 40-something meters. Just super accurate, and I sure as heck wouldn't want to get hit with it. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed that quick review. Like I said, this is the P7K3 by HK. Very, very unique setup. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that review. Tony, thanks for holding that camera. I know it's tough, but I wanted to show you guys this, especially because this is such a big piece of history. You guys take care. We're going to come at you with some more unique things from Dubai. We'll see you on the next one.